Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Namaskar dear students, myself Zeel Sagar Shah, working as an assistant professor in School of Computer Science in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. Welcome to the Chaitanya Studio. We are in the lecture series of Object-Oriented Programming using C++, in which we are in Block 2, Unit 8, that is Introduction to Classes and Objects, Part 1. So, now let's start with our today's agenda, that is Introduction to Classes and Objects, Class Declaration, Class Definition, Access Control in Class, Declaring Objects. So let's start with Introduction to Classes and Objects. So what is class? Class is a blueprint for an object. For example, if we have a house, right? So this is a blueprint of a house. So whenever it is a sketch of a house, so according to a sketch, we build our house. So it contains all the details about the floors, doors, windows, etc. So this is a class. And now what is object? Defining the variables of data type is known as class instantiation, and such variables are called objects. So we can call an object is a instance of a class. So final product is a object of a class. Now let's see class declaration. There are basically three attributes that associate with class declaration. First is data members, then member functions and access specifiers. So what is data members? Variables declare within a class that define object state. So for example, if we have a class called car and which has a data member that is speed limit mileage. So whenever we declare our data members, we ask a user, what is the speed limit of a car? What is the mileage of a car? So that when we question what, then it is a data members. Now what is member functions? Functions declare within a class that define how an object behaves. For example, in a class car, the member functions might include apply brakes, increase or decrease speed. So that is the functionalities of our car object, that how our car can behave. So this is member functions. Now what is access specifiers? Access specifiers help you define the members, that is the data elements and the member functions of a class can call outside the class or inside the class. So there are three types of our access specifiers, in which today we are going to learn about private, protected and public. So over here, class is keyword. Class name is a user defined name, and private, protected and public are the access specifier. So over here, the keyword class indicates the name which follows the class name. That is, it is an abstract data type. Why it is an abstract data type? Because it is a user defined data type. So keyword class is must to define a class name. Class name, it is a tag name of the class according to which the object is created. Then semicolon. So over here, after a class entity is over, we have to terminate the class with a semicolon. Without semicolon, it will give you an error. And body of a class. A class can contain three access specifiers, that is public, private and protected, as I said earlier. So let's see the access specifiers in class. In access control specifiers, there are three types of access controls: public, private, protected. These keywords are called access control specifiers. This control are returned inside the class and terminated by the double colon semicolon. If no keyword is specified, then the members are assumed as private member. Now, what is private member? Private members are accessible to their own class members. They cannot be accessed from outside the class by any member function. So, for a security reasons, private specifiers are not accessed by outside the class. Public specifier. Public members are visible or accessible outside the class. They should be declared in public section. All data members are not only accessible to their own members of a class, but also can be accessible from anywhere in the program, either by functions that by the class or those external to the class. So, how we will declare objects? The process of creating objects, that is a class variables, is known as objects. For syntax, class, class name and object name. So, class is a keyword, class name is the name of the user defined class, and object name, that is name of a user defined object. Over here, class keyword is optional because, so for example, class employee E1, or we can instantiate our object with a employee E1. Now let's see the simple example first. So over here, first of all, I have make a class as a person. So class is a keyword. After that, person is a class name, and that I have created one public specifier so that we can use this public variables outside the class. So there are two variables in our class, that is string name and int number. So whenever I run this program, what I will do is in int main, I will call one object, that is person obj, and over here I will get the input from the object variable, that is cout, enter the name, and in cin I am writing obj dot name. Why? Because obj is our object, and whenever we try to access our class variables, then we have to write with a dot operator, that is obj dot name, and enter the number. Then I will write obj dot number, and when I want to fetch the details, then I will simply print obj dot name and obj dot number in cout line. So when I compile this program, what I will get as output, that is enter the name Zeal, enter the number 08, and when I try to print all the things, then I will get Zeal and 8. I hope you get the idea how class and object work. So in the next session, we will learn about the class members, that is how we will access member functions of class, that is functions in class. Thank you for watching the video.